Hi there, Arun. Nice to see that you have sent us a set of essays for correction. Let's take a look at the topic and what you wrote about it. The prevention of health problems and illness is more important than treatment and medicine. Government funding should reflect this. Okay, interesting. Let's see. Staying away from diseases is more crucial and smarter than consulting doctors very often for medication. The money spent by government should also reciprocate this and help people live a healthy life. I strongly agree to this assertion. This can be attained by promoting sports and spreading awareness. Okay. On the whole, it's fine. There are a couple of areas that I would change. For example, in particular, regarding vocabulary. So, staying away is incorrect here. Also, reciprocate is the wrong word. So, you've got in this short little paragraph 2 instances of incorrect vocabulary. So, let's see what we could say. I know prevention is here too. It's not a tragedy if you use it. What you're not supposed to do is just use chunks of language from the prompt, okay? So, preventing disease is more crucial and smarter than consulting doctors very often for medication. The money spent by government should, here you could say, should, what's the word I want? Facilitate this, or even better would be would reflect. So the money spent by government should also reflect this. Okay. Here, I don't like this sentence. I strongly agree to this assertion. The way you said the previous sentence, it makes it clear that this is your opinion. So this to me is just a small little sentence that is a little redundant. You don't need it. Okay? So, or you could have said, in my opinion, the money spent by government should also reflect this and help people live a healthy life. This can be attained by promoting sports and spreading awareness. All right? And then you would have been perfect. Government should encourage every child in school to take part in sporting activities at a very young age. They can kickstart by funding schools with all necessary gear, no S, which are required, with necessary gear, which is required for both indoor and outdoor sports, and make games a vital part of children's curriculum. As a consequence, more students will get motivated to take part in different activities, different activities, not only making them active, but also keeping them away from diseases. For instance, the majority of schools in Germany have an average of 6 hour. This is awkward. Let's see. The majority of schools in Germany have an average of 6 hours of playtime alongside their study time. This method has proven results towards students, active participation in sports, and it also builds overall, one word overall, health and fitness. Thus, a small gesture of the government by promoting sports in schools also makes a big difference towards the country's lifespan, or the citizens' lifespan. All right, let's talk about this a little later. In addition, government can make an impact by spreading awareness. Not many people are aware of the consequences of their poor eating habits, sedentary, careful with your spelling, lifestyle, and seriousness of diseases such as obesity and heart disease. The authorities, IES, could spend their money on spreading awareness via billboards, internet pop-ups, and conducting awareness via campaigns via celebrities. Hence, by spreading awareness among people, they will... No, because the they isn't clear here. Who is this they referring to? So, hence, by becoming aware citizens, and here you wrote aware. Basically, the sentence needs to be revised because it's not clear who the they is, who is doing what, who is making who aware, so it needs to be fixed. Let's see. Thus, by spreading awareness among people, the government makes citizens familiar with health issues they may encounter, because it's not they will. You're trying to avoid that, okay, in the future. All right. So, although we have an enormous amount of scientists and technology in hand to cure all diseases, it is best to prevent them, because diseases, from coming. In conclusion, I strongly agree that government should spend a considerable sum of money from their revenue in promoting sports and spreading awareness so that people will stay healthy and refrain themselves from medicines which have adverse side effects. Okay? I wouldn't mention this adverse side effects. You never talked about the negatives of medicine before, so there's no reason to introduce something new in your conclusion. The conclusion is just to wrap things up. So, let's talk a little bit about what I wanted to see a little more of. Remember that the idea is about government funding. At one point, you did, here in this paragraph, you did talk about government funding. Here, I wanted you to address the idea of money a little more, okay? So here, government can make an impact by spreading awareness, and just say something about investing in this, okay? So this idea of government funding. So it needed to be a little more, it needed to be a little clearer here, okay? Now, one element of this essay that you didn't talk about at all is this, treatment and medicine. You mentioned it really, really briefly in your conclusion, but you didn't mention it anywhere else in the essay. And I want us to look at this topic again, just to see if perhaps there was a place to discuss this. So, you said you strongly agree that government funding should focus on prevention, okay? And that's fine. But perhaps what you could have done is you could have talked about the current model where most governments are in fact focusing on treatment and medicine. So there isn't much that governments do currently in many societies for prevention, okay, providing preventative measures. But instead, everything is focused on treatment of health issues. So that would have been an interesting way to address this. So you could have talked about the current model that we have with all the government's money going to treatment. Okay? And then you could have then had a nice solid paragraph talking about awareness and sports in the following paragraph, and saying that this is where they should be spending their money. Instead, they should be focusing on youth because habits regarding health are developed in one's youth. Okay, so that would have been a nice way to do this. It's just a suggestion. It's not, of course, the only way to do this. There are countless ways to write an essay, but just to give you some ideas about how you could have done this, that is one way that would have been very interesting. All right, on the whole, it's very nice. There were things that I liked. There were things that you could have done a little better. But let's take a look now at this letter to your friend. You realize you left your wallet there. Fine. Dear George, I hope you're doing well. Not doing good. I hope you're doing well. I reached safely without any obstacles, or any difficulties is even more natural. I reached where, though? I reached home safely without any obstacles, and last week was one of the best weeks that I've ever spent in my entire life. This was my first visit to Thailand, and you really made it a memorable one. I thank you a ton for the hospitality, care, and love that you didn't flourish somebody, you furnish someone, but still, it's very formal to be writing your friend in this way. So let's change it and make it a little more natural. I thank you a ton for the hospitality, care, and love that you treated me to, or flooded me with, or overwhelmed me with. One of these would be a better choice. While I was unpacking, I realized, so while I was unpacking, I realized that I left my wallet at your home. Well, you know better how it is when you are in a rush to catch a flight. You tend to forget vital things. This should have had a semicolon here. It should be at one of the cupboards in. It should be or on. It should be in one of the cupboards in the bedroom. Not which was allocated to me. Again, it's just not natural and it's not informal. So it should be in one of the cupboards of the bedroom where I slept. It's a brown leather wallet which has a stainless steel bull logo on it. Please wrap the wallet in a cloth and place it in a thick box, which will prevent it from being guessed by the delivery vendor while it's on its way. No comma here. It contains imperative documents like my driving license, office ID, and credit card. Thanks in advance for sending my wallet. I really can't wait to meet you again. With love. Okay. It's fine, Arun. It's absolutely fine. What I want you to be careful of is this tendency to switch tone. Okay. So, make sure that when you're writing an informal letter that you remain informal, that you don't kind of flip-flop between formal language and informal. All right? Other than that, everything was fine. No real problems. Okay? So, it's a nice set of essays. You are doing well, although I still would like to see a little more work from you. I think there are things that we can improve to get your writing to the level that it needs to be. As I'm sure you know, we have essay correction packages. We also have an online course which will really provide you tons of support in all aspects of the exam. Structure for your essays, and how to generate ideas for your essays, and how to create really solid, complex and advanced sentences, okay, that will get you the score you deserve. So take a look and see if that's something you'd be interested in signing up for. We would love to continue working with you. So good luck, and I hope to see more of your essays soon.